What's up, everybody, and welcome back. This week we are going to do the Matchday 23 Premier League predictions. We will also look at my Matchday 22 predictions and see how close I was, just to review that. And then also at the end, we're going to talk about you guys getting involved too, and I'll keep track of it. And we'll see how you guys do compared to what I do with the predictions. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. And so we got the Matchday 23 predictions, but we're going to review the Matchday 22 results here. And, you know, in the first game, we picked Brighton and Crystal Palace to go to a 1-1 draw. It actually did go to a 1-1 draw, so we got that one correct. Next up, we had Man City against Chelsea. I thought this was going to be a goals galore, and it ended up not being. We did pick the winner correct with Man City, but they only won 1-0. Next up, we had Ashton Villa versus Maine United. We picked Man United to win this game, but it ended up in a 2-2 draw. So if you add up the scores, it's right. I mean, 4-4. No, it's not. So, then moving on, you know, we had Burnley and Leicester City. That game we chose for it to be a draw, we predicted, but it did not get played. It was postponed. Then up next, we had Newcastle United versus Watford. And our prediction was Newcastle would win, and it actually ended up being a 1-1 draw. Next up, we had Norwich versus Everton. I picked Everton to win this game 1-0, but it was actually Norwich 2-1. I was very surprised by that. I believe Everton is, even with all the stuff that is going on with them, and you know, the manager getting fired and all that, that I thought that they would beat Norwich. I don't think Norwich is all that great of a team, but they proved me wrong there. Next up, we have Wolves versus Southampton. And that game, we actually predicted the score correctly and the winner correctly with a 3-1 win for the Wolves. Next, we had Liverpool versus Brentford. I predicted that game to be a 2-0 win for Liverpool, and it actually ended up being a 3-0 win for Liverpool. So pretty close there. And then the next game, it was Tottenham and Arsenal. We picked it to be a 1-0 win for Tottenham, but that game got postponed also. And last but not least, we have West Ham and Leeds United. I picked it to be a 0-0 draw, but it actually ended up being a 3-2 win for the Leeds United. So I guess not too bad. I mean, we picked 1, 2, 3, 4 correctly as in the winners, and then we actually got 2 of them correctly with the whole thing, both the score and the prediction. So that's pretty cool. I don't think that's pretty bad for my first week of predicting games. So we'll move on here, and we're going to move on to the predictions for this week coming up for Matchday 23. And first up, we got Watford versus Norwich City. Norwich surprised me last week with beating Everton. Watford tied with Newcastle last week 1-1, like we said previously. Watford is on pretty much a losing streak, not winning streak, especially in the last 5 games. They've lost 4 and drew 1. Norwich is actually 2 wins and 3 losses in the last 5 games. And then also the last time that these two teams played was back in September. Watford won 3-1, and they were at Norwich City. So for this one, I believe that it's going to be close, and I think that this is actually going to end up in a 1-1 draw. I think both sides are, you know, they're sitting 17th and 18th currently in the table, and that's just my pick for that game. So let's move on. We got Everton versus Ashton Villa. I was surprised that Everton lost to Norwich City in the game last week, and I was pretty pumped for Ashton Villa to tie Manchester United. Man United has a lot to do to get back to their winning ways, in my opinion. But back to this game. So Everton has, in the last 5 games, 1 win, 1 draw, 3 losses, whereas Ashton Villa has 1 win, 1 draw, 3 losses also. That being said, I think that Ashton Villa is the better team here. I think with everything that's going on with Everton, they're just not going to recover for this weekend, and I think that Ashton Villa will win this game 1-0. I think that with Coutinho coming in for Ashton Villa is a good, a plus for them, and I think that Ashton Villa might start winning some games. So moving on, we got Brentford versus the Wolves. Man, I'm high on the Wolves right now. What they are doing, Jimenez, he's just, he's doing good. But also at the same time, for Brentford, Ivan Toney is one of my favorite players. I don't know why he just started, and the way that he holds himself and how he's played. He's been one of my favorite players to watch over the recent years. But in this game, we got Brentford with 2 wins and 3 losses in their last 5 games, where the Wolves are 4 wins and a draw in the last 5 games. So they are in very good form right now. But the last time that these two teams played back in September, Brentford did beat the Wolves 2-0, and they were at the Wolves stadium. But with the current form that the Wolves are in and the form that Brentford is in, I believe that the Wolves will win 2-1 in this matchup. Like I said, just they're flying high right now. The Wolves are. They're scoring. I mean, the last 2 games they've put up 3 goals, and then against Maine United a couple weeks ago they won 1-0. So I like the Wolves. I like what they're doing. So I think that they'll win this game. Next up, we have Leeds United versus Newcastle. I know in the last video I said that I thought Newcastle was going to start to turn it around. But in this game, I don't think they are. I think that Leeds are going to win 1-0. Leeds are in a better form, but only kind of. They're 2 wins, 3 losses in the last 5 games, and then Newcastle, they're 2 draws and 3 losses in the last 5 games. I really don't know what else to say about this game other than Leeds will win this one 1-0 at home. And then we come to Man United versus West Ham. You got Ashton Villa and Man United tied last week. That's what I was getting at. Man United, like I said, they're struggling. West Ham United, they are sitting at 4th in the table, having a pretty good season. Their current form is 4 wins and a loss, which their loss came last week against Leeds. Whereas Man United, they have 2 wins, 2 draws, and a loss. I think this is going to be a good game to watch. The last time that these two teams played was in the EFL Cup. And West Ham beat Man United 1-0. And then before that, in the Premier League, that was also in September, Manchester United beat West Ham 2-1. I think this is going to be a low-scoring game, and I think that it's actually going to be a 2-2 draw. I guess that's not low-scoring. What would you call low-scoring? What would you call high-scoring for soccer? But like I said, I think this game will end up in a draw, 2-2. I think West Ham will get a late goal to tie it up. So moving on, we have Southampton versus Manchester City. Not really much to say here, but other than it's pretty nice to see what Southampton is doing right now. Their current form is 3 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. Whereas Man City, of course, all 5 are wins. I like Man City. They are very dominant. I think that they're going to win the Premier League this year. They're just good. I don't know what else to say. So it's one of those things. They've been good for consistent over the last few years. So it'd be nice to see someone else. I know that Chelsea was up there last year and everything too, but they are good. I mean, you got Sterling, you got Kevin De Bruyne. All of those guys are good. So with this one, Southampton, I don't think that they have the firepower to really compete with Man City, especially in the current form. I will say back in September they did draw 0-0. But on this one, I think Man City will win 2-0. So we'll move on from that. And next we have Arsenal versus Burnley. And I don't know if any of these games are called off yet. I did not look at that before I started, but we're just going to keep going through and predicting to see, what we have. Currently, Arsenal's set in 5th in the league table, where Burnley's set in 20th. The current form, though, for Arsenal has not been all that great. Yes, they do have 2 wins, but that was the first 2 out of the 5. Then they went on a 2-game losing streak, and then recently they have tied with Liverpool. For Burnley, though, it is 1 draw, 4 losses. I think that Arsenal will get this done against Burnley with a 2-0 win. I just think Arsenal is a better team, better form, and just have a better, I feel like they have a better up front with the attacking. So, and even if you look back, the last game against each other back in September, Arsenal won that game 1-0, but that was at Burnley. So this game, I think that Arsenal win 2-0. So next we got Crystal Palace versus Liverpool. Liverpool, again, kind of like Man City, just dominant recently in the recent years. I like Liverpool. I like a lot of the players on Liverpool. Salah is phenomenal, which I don't know if he will be back for this game with African Nations Cup. I think that's what it's called. But, he is with his team. His international team. Jeez, I can't even talk right now. But anyway, right now, Crystal Palace, their 5-game form is two wins, a draw, and 2 losses, whereas Liverpool is 2 wins, 2 draws, and 1 loss. The last time that these 2 teams played was back in September. Also, Liverpool put up a dominating performance at 3-0, and it might just continue to be. It's not going to be dominant this game. With a couple of the guys out for Liverpool, I don't think that it'll be that big of a spread, but I do believe that Liverpool will beat Crystal Palace 2-1 in this game. I just don't think Crystal Palace has what it takes to beat the Liverpool side. Next up, we have Leicester City versus Brighton. I will say I watched the Brighton game versus Chelsea. Brighton they looked good. They looked really good. The pressure that they put on Chelsea was phenomenal the other day. So I'm very surprised with them. Yes, they are sitting 9th right now in the table, and Leicester City is sitting below them at 10. Current form, Leicester City is 3 wins and 2 losses, whereas Brighton is 2 wins, 3 draws, no losses. I think this is going to be a hard-fought match, is what I was going to say. And the last time that these two teams played in Premier League, Brighton did beat them 2-1, and they were at Brighton. I believe that this game, though, will end up in a 1-1 draw with the current form that they're in. But I feel like Brighton, the way if they come out and play like they did against Chelsea the other day, Brighton will win this game. But I'm going to stick with my 1-1 draw, and that's how this game is going to end. And last but not least, we have Chelsea versus Tottenham. I don't know if this game will be played. Chelsea, they are sitting in third in the table. Tottenham is sitting at sixth. Chelsea's form right now is 3 wins, a draw, and a loss, whereas Tottenham is 2 wins, a draw, and 2 losses. The last time that these two teams played was EFL Cup. First leg Chelsea won 2-0. Second leg Chelsea won 1-0. The game before that in the Premier League, Chelsea won 3-0 at Tottenham. And I believe that Chelsea are going to do it again with a 3-1 win over Tottenham at Stamford Bridge. So that is the predictions for Matchday 23 for me. Hopefully I do a little bit better than last week. But here is a QR code. If you guys want to get involved, just scan the code. It'll take you to a Google Forms, like answer questions, pick who you think's going to win. You can either, pick either team or draw. Let me know what you think. I'll pull it over, and I will actually keep track of everybody's scores just to see. So you'll get a point if you get it right. If you don't get it right, you get 0 points. Easy. And maybe if we get enough people, maybe there will be some kind of giveaway at the end of the season. I'm not sure. But if you like my content, please give my video a thumbs up. And if you want to stay tuned and, be a part of this prediction process and everything like that going forward, please subscribe and even hit the little bell to know when the next video is out. So thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.